Today we're going to learn the Happy Prince. As you can see, the Happy Prince is a story. It's a story. So, we're going to revise The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde. This is the story of a happy prince who showed the path to real happiness, and the pursuit proof that finding ourselves spending ourselves in the service of others. Once upon a time, in a city, there was a statue of a happy prince who never experienced a true sorrow as he lived in a palace. The statue of Happy Prince glided all over with gold leaves, eyes and bright spears. His sword hilt had a red ruby. He looked just like an angel. All the people of the town were very happy for the statue. The Happy Prince was happy when he was alive with a human heart in his palace of Sansoti, where sorrow is not allowed to enter, so he lived happily. After his death, his statue with the lead heart has set up so high from where he can see ugliness and misery of his city. His eyes were filled with tears by seeing misery. One night, a little swallow flew over the city and saw the statue and decided to take rest between the feet of the Happy Prince. Suddenly, a large drop of water fell on the bird. The bird recognized the drops of water as tears from the prince's eyes and asked the statue who was he and why was he crying. The Happy Prince told his story and begged the bird to stay with him and be his messenger to help the needy. By seeing the kind heart of the prince, the swallow obeyed to stay for one night, and the prince sent the ruby of his sword hilt to a poor mistress whose little boy was ill. The bird dropped the ruby near her, and the prince thanked the little swallow. Their friendship thus continued in helping needy people. At last, the prince lost his eyes, gold leaves, and all wealth in helping others, and the bird enjoying the true love and friendship of the prince. As the statue became blind, the bird couldn't leave, even though it's winter. It didn't go to Egypt. It decided to stay with him forever on his shoulder, telling him the stories of the misery all over the city. The swallow grew colder and colder, but yet wouldn't leave the prince and knew he was going to die. For the last time, he flew up to the prince's shoulder and kissed him and told that he that he was going to die and fell on his feet. That was the moment the leaden heart of the happy prince was also cracked in the misery of losing the little swallow. The next morning, the mayor and the town councillor looked up at the statue with no eyes and no gold and looking shabby and ugly. They pulled down the statue and the dead bird, and they decided to melt the statue in the furnace. But the lead heart was not melting, so they threw the lead heart in a dust heap where the dead swallow was lying. Humans may not know, but the God knows. The angel took the two precious things, the heart and the dead bird, to God. God gave them a place in his garden of paradise and in the city of gold where the birds sing even more, and the happy prince can praise the God forever. Thank you. So, have you learned what the happy prince story was? Well, I've learned. I'm glad you have learned. Well, from this side, I am going to tell you another story in another episode. Goodbye.